Good morning, friends, and welcome to another reading vlog. Today we are sci-fi adventurers. Let's face it, I look nothing like a sci-fi adventurer. I would totally be like one of the first people to go in a sci-fi novel. I think I'm more in the vein of Little Women or Little House on the Prairie. However, this sun hat does indeed mean adventure, and so adventure we shall. I have spent the morning reading the 5th season by N.K. Jemisin, and this is the book I intend to finish today. I am on page 75, almost to chapter 5, and this book has already rocked me. It is so rough around the edges and stony, just like some of his characters, but it's done in a very empowering way. Essen, the protagonist or main character, or one of them, of this novel, is a tough, stoic, fearsome woman, and she's embarked on an epic journey, quite literally at the end of the world, at the end of all being, to find her daughter. And even just 75 pages in, she's made me want to just go out and hike the tallest mountain I can find and just test my strength and my limits. That would not be a good idea though, because it's going to be 95 degrees today, and I am in no way, shape, or form fit enough to hike the tallest mountain near me, which is a giant snow-capped volcano. However, I do have a place that I like to adventure when I'm reading a sci-fi novel, and it started when I first moved to Portland 3 years ago now. When I first moved here, I used to download audiobooks and go on really, really long walks just listening to the audiobooks, and it was one of the ways that I really got to know Portland. I would just pick a place and then walk, and I remember one day I downloaded Ready Player One, and something about reading a sci-fi novel where you're just completely taken out of this world and put into a new world, especially if the main characters are on a quest or adventure of sorts, it just makes me want to go out and have my own adventure. And Jemisin is doing exactly that. Her writing is so detailed and believable. Like, I have been completely absorbed by this book, and again, we're only 75 pages in. And one of my favorite places to adventure when I'm reading or listening to a sci-fi novel is Forest Park. So backtracking to what I was originally saying, 3 years ago, I downloaded Ready Player One, the audiobook, and started listening to it and went for a walk in Forest Park, and I got very lost. Forest Park is this giant park, this giant forest in Portland with over 26 miles of trails and giant trees and random hidden treasures like the Stone Witch House, or at least that's what I call it, and Pittock Mansion, streams and ravines. It's just this wonderful wilderness within the city of Portland, and it is so easy to become lost in. And I went in there listening to Ready Player One and became lost. And so my dream of adventure became indeed a real adventure, because I think one of the key ingredients to adventure is fear, or a big problem that you have to overcome. I was able to piece together different parts of different trails to find my way back to my car, but I can remember listening to the story, being totally absorbed, in fact, by this story, and feeling not so scared that I was lost, because the characters in Ready Player One were being brave and adventurous. And every time I'm reading about a very adventurous character, I always want to go back to the place that I got lost in Forest Park. And so friends, go ahead and grab yourselves a bottle of water and perhaps your most ridiculous of adventuring hats, and let's go on an adventure. I'm getting ready to leave, and I realized I forgot to mention that I have downloaded the audiobook to the 5th season. It's really, there's like a lot of unfamiliar words, and the character names can be difficult to remember. So I feel comfortable listening to the audiobook version only because I read the first 75 pages on paper this morning. But for this walk, I'm going to be listening to the audiobook, not reading the paper copy. Monsieur RoO says he fancies an adventure too. Is that true, Monsieur? He also said he can protect me from all the bad guys. Are you being a scaredy cat? I am having such a good time. It is so beautiful here, and the forest has kept it nice and cool. I'm definitely not feeling the 90-degree weather. Yeah, I am just so enjoying myself. The story is so good. Like I said before, it's pretty brutal. Honestly, very brutal, but it's just all absorbing. We're following multiple different characters, actually. There's Enos, then there's the little girl, then there's Cyanide, and I think that's it, but I'm totally absorbed. I'm gonna continue on my walk. I'm just at the point where I enter a neighborhood with really nice, cozy looking, cottagey houses, and then we cross the Pinecone Bridge, which takes us to the stream and then eventually back to the car. So I'm gonna go ahead and plug back in and carry on. Part of this trail that's totally crazy is this insane staircase. It's like, I don't know, 100 stairs in the middle of this neighborhood. Probably more than 100, but it just goes on forever. And this trail is a loop, and I'm always sure to go about it the way that enables me to go down the stairs rather than up the stairs. But it is so random and feels a bit magical to me. I know it's just a set of stairs, but there are so many, and it's in the middle of this neighborhood, up in the hills of Portland, and it connects to Forest Park. I'm almost to the bottom now, and we made it. Pinecone Bridge. Here she is. Pretty underwhelming, am I right? I love it nonetheless. Is it refreshing? Tired, huh? We've just gotten back. It was so much fun. We ended up going 5 miles. I tried to find the trail on All Trails to be able to share it, but I think it's just something that I pieced together from different routes and trails. It was so much fun. I can't believe that it was actually 5 miles because I was so absorbed in the story and just really enjoying being outside. That being said, it was very hot even though we were shaded by the trees, and I do not think that I could survive in the post-apocalyptic world of the 5th season. So a humbling experience, but definitely satisfied my craving for adventure. During the walk, I listened up to chapter 12, which puts me at just about the halfway mark, and I've decided to take a little break from reading and listening and do a writing prompt. So on my Patreon, we're actually doing a 30-day writing challenge, and I've connected my Patreon to Discord so that it can be an interactive writing challenge. And basically every single day for the month of June, I'm picking a prompt from this 300 writing prompts journal and sharing it with everyone, and then we're responding to it and sharing our responses and commenting on other people's responses, and it has been amazing. I am blown away by how talented my patrons are at writing. There are so many writers in this group, and it's just been really wonderful to get to know everyone better through this challenge and just see the talents that people have. Like, for example, our day 1 prompt was, if you were a book in a bookstore, which section would you be shelved in, and which genre are you most drawn to? People had so many amazing answers, everything from hiking guides to sci-fi to children's literature to home and garden to anthologies and contemporary fiction. We have a whole bookstore within this group. It's really, really cool. So yes, that was a very roundabout, rambly way to say that I'm going to take a reading break and do today's writing prompt, especially because I'm feeling very inspired by N.K. Jemison's writing. It is so detailed, so wonderful. The world building is so believable, and the characters are so detailed, and I don't know, there's so much depth to them, and there's 3 main characters, if you will, so I'm very impressed, very inspired.
We are here grilling with Mo. Ooh.
Grilled teriyaki cauliflower.
Dang.
With some Impossible burgers.
All right, let's do it.
Do you want buns?
I'm good. Hello, RoO. How's it going? What are you looking at, dog?
Alright, we finished with dinner and it's cooled off significantly and I'm craving a hammock reading session.
No, no. Oh my gosh, RoO, bad. You can't do that.
No.